Hello and welcome to
Hi.
Chantry House Baltimore, Mage the Ascension game. It has been a bit, so depending on when you're viewing this, you might not notice any difference. Holidays and sicknesses have infected the group.
Not me, I'm good.
Yeah. One person who managed to make it, but yeah, so here we are. I believe last time we were playing, you were transported to a alternate reality, a future, maybe some other thing where the technocracy was essentially in control. Well, there to figure things out, 4 of you went to essentially a virtual cafe and entered the virtual world where you were planning different things. Well, I believe Hera's character decided to stay out or at least leave it. So Ronja was not in with the rest of them.
Yeah.
So, and then I believe you basically broke into 2 groups where Q and Talon were examining schematics for the neighborhood around the Chantry House to make some plans, and the other 2 were just discovering exposition about the world. Does that sound about right?
Yes. Yeah, some of them were looking up what our counterparts were doing in this version of things.
Right. Yes, that sounds accurate. So, I believe with that, let us begin. So 3 essential groups, just like the 4 essential groups. Let us begin with Ronja on the streets.
Oh, I should.
So you were standing outside the cafe, if I'm mistaken. And
Yes.
yeah. So as you're standing there, an individual who you don't really recognize comes up to you. It's like, I didn't know you were in town.
Excuse me, who are you?
You don't remember me? Yeah, so the individual walks up. It is a Hispanic woman, short hair, wearing like jeans and a t-shirt. She's like, Ronja, it's me. We used to work together. Like,
Work together where? Who are you? What is your name?
you don't remember me? Are you okay?
You have to be confusing me with someone else.
You're not Ronja? You look just like her. Wow, it's very rare that you find someone that looks just like someone else like that. Yeah. I mean, I'm sorry if
where do you work?
Well, now I work at the power company.
And where you work before?
Oh, we used to work at the vintage vinyl shop.
Vintage vinyl shop. And no, you definitely have me confused with someone else.
Wow. Yeah, you look just like Ronja. I mean, same height, same eyes, everything. That is amazing. You're not a clone, are you? I mean, nothing wrong with the clones.
Maybe a lost twin.
Wow. I didn't know Ronja had a lost twin. I mean, I guess she wouldn't know either if it's a lost twin. I mean, if she knew there would be more of a found twin, huh?
Yeah, I guess so. But you know, like weird things can happen.
I know, right? I've seen some weird stuff occasionally.
Anyway, what's your name?
Oh, Tabitha.
Tabitha. Okay.
Mhm. Yeah. Here.
I'm Sabina.
Zabina. That's an interesting name. Where are you from? I mean,
Well, I'm Germany. Ah, fuck, Germany doesn't exist here, right? Just out of, and this is a storyteller question. I'm not asking a random fucking person if Germany exists or not. I can't remember all the details that we
Wait,
learned
you
about
aren't?
already about this world.
I
Nebraska.
sure. I'm driving because German is the language is because all the signs are in German. So I'm thinking, okay, judging by stuff. So this would probably be, yeah, I think Germany would exist, but it's more like a German empire, like Prussia kind of thing. A descent of that, and didn't go through the, the super hyperinflation and the bad times. So.
No. Yeah, she's just gonna say, yeah, I'm from Germany originally.
So is Ronja. You must have been twins. I can't remember the area she was from. It has something to do with pretzels.
Do you know where she is? I mean, maybe she is my lost twin, or it's just like, I don't know, maybe. I mean, you haven't seen her in a while. Maybe we are like, just very similar to each other.
Maybe,
I heard
yeah.
about that. So sometimes people just look alike. Small
think-
percentage that two people just look just like siblings, even though they're not.
It does
I'm
happen.
curious,
especially with cloning nowadays.
Yeah.
But I think it says something about joining the basically explorers, the engineers to go explore the cosmos. You always wanted to explore and see strange new worlds and discover alien species, so to speak.
I guess I never see her.
Possibly not. I mean, people come back. That's why I was surprised. I thought you were her, and I was like, "Wow, I thought you'd be gone for like at least 5 years."
Yeah, I heard they're on like really long tours. So
It's nifty to meet someone that looks identical. Wow, it is amazing, and not a clone, which is not that I have anything against clones. They have all the same rights and responsibilities, and everything as non-clones.
yeah, well, I mean, that is certainly, well, maybe maybe one of us is a clone, and we just don't know.
I've heard that. Yeah.
Or we actually just twins, or just a weird coincidence.
That is a strange
Could
one.
be any kind of things.
It's true. So, just don't mind me asking what you just do standing on the street doing nothing?
Just waiting on my friends.
Oh, they're in the cafe?
Yeah, but I got bored, so.
You haven't tried any of the new games?
Not much of a gamer.
You should try the new Skyrim game. They got it now for the newest systems. They just released the super ultra enhanced version in 4D.
Yeah, I heard about that game.
This game will never die.
I especially heard that when you get like hit by one of those giants, you get to join their Void Engineer program too.
Yeah, the 4D really sends you flying with it. Anyway,
I did hear some people trying to get like records how far they can get launched by that.
kind of like the old Halo games where people used to throw the grenades to each other.
Yeah. I imagine like I do hope they turn off like all the pain stuff from that, because oof.
Yeah, there's some instance. Anyway, so yeah, sorry for interrupting. Like I said, you just reminded me of an old friend of mine and all, but
No problem.
Just I guess I keep going. Have fun in the city. Enjoy yourself. See ya.
Goodbye. Have a nice day.
Just walking away.
As she's walking away, just like there's like this what the fuck face on Ronja. So, what the fuck?
Meanwhile, in the virtual world, Trinity, are you available or no? Okay, so we will go to the two who are to be available. You and Talon. The Talon Q. We were discussing things last time.
Yeah, we were discussing the best way to get back to our own home without becoming a target for whatever forces would be watching it based on the recent magic thing. And I think we determined that the buildings are either very close, so you could go from one to the next through a gap, or we could get there through the sewer, because the sewer would go close to part of the basement, assuming that part of the basement exists in a way that could be connected. But we would have to go through a wall.
Yeah, the latter, not just a wall, the entire
Walls.
sewer and ground beneath the house.
Yeah, it's
not
not
just a
without
wall.
its challenges, but it's all dirt and rocks, and those are very easy to understand. I mean, we could do either way. It just depends which one would get the most eyes on us.
I would think the one that would be quicker would probably be the best. That way we're not sitting there trying to either drill through the walls in the underground just to get to the house versus getting in or out of one building into another one as quickly as possible.
I think it would be a good idea to prepare and be ready to do either one, and then go and try the easy way and then do the hard way if we can't do the easy way.
Admittedly, that's why there is always plan B. But
I think at some point we acquired currency that would work here, and we were thinking of going to like a big mall type building to get supplies for magic things.
that I
We
don't
all
remember.
that was my plan. I don't know how much was actually discussed, and I don't know what types of magic things other people would need that they wouldn't have. But I don't think that there's much else we could learn that we didn't. I think we pretty much covered all the blueprints and the street layouts and all those things last time when we were looking in the area. And we also were going through social media from the area to see like what the chatter was about the police or whatever. We found out they don't use either videos or pictures much at all. So there wasn't a way to get much of a view of the street. So we will at some point have to go there and look at it ourselves, which I think is what we have left. Supplies and then traveling to the actual house to see how close we could get.
Shouldn't it be the other way around? Take a look at the location to see what would be the best way of going about it and then worrying about the supplies to facilitate.
I guess we could scout it first, get some reconnaissance going.
That would be my first best bet as far as my intel's concerned.
Well, you're the strategic military
I'm trying.
one. Yeah.
No.
So
Let's rephrase that. My character.
Your
is
character,
the
yeah. So
strategic one. I'm trying to keep up as best I can.
and I think we should follow your character's advice because they would know best about this. But we'll have to discuss it with the rest of the group when we're ready to go, and then I guess find a ride share thing or.
I mean, it's not that far from us. We walked the entire distance, didn't we?
Yeah, we've only walked so far, but I don't know if it's a good idea to be out in the open as opposed to being in a vehicle.
Nobody had eyes on us after we left. So long as we don't do anything suspicious, we should be
Yeah.
able to just walk down the street just like normal people and get a good.
Yeah, at least
talk.
get close enough to see if there's still crowds watching the area or any obvious presence.
Exactly. So probably do the same thing that we're doing here. Just take very few of us, walk past the place, get good eyes on, figure out what we need to do from there, and then group back up later.
I think we should do that. Although I don't know how much we should split up. We could just go do that now where the rest of them are in the internet.
Probably best not to just disappear like that.
Well, I mean, we would tell them.
That would be fair. Actually, it's probably not a bad idea. That way we don't interrupt whatever they're trying to do or planning. Yeah, let's do that.
I guess then Q will send a private message via the internet to the other two that are in the internet and tell them that we're going to go on foot and carefully scout out the area around the house to see if anyone is watching it. And then come back.
All right, so
I got a thumbs up.
send a message. Meanwhile, in archive, Amaryllis. It's Holly was just like, I gotta use the restroom. She walked, which is weird because you're in the virtual world.
Yeah.
You know,
Well. She probably just crossed some signals in her head.
yeah. Gotta do a data dump. So then as you do a basically kind of get a message. It's weird because normally it's you just we're standing there and you just see that hear this like thing is like message from Q.
But sorry, what do I hear?
Message from Q.
Oh, okay. I'm not gonna lie. I thought you said message from fuck you, and I'm like,
Close.
I don't think Talon was texting me. All right, I'll pull up my text.
There you go. And instead of like on the phone, because it's you guys have been having that tech issue because if you don't have Horizon here. But you're on the virtual thing, so it just instead of like bubble appears, it's like boop. And it says what Q said to you, or would say.
What would Q? So Q just said what you said, Luke, I assume.
Yeah, I said what I said.
All right, then yeah, she'll just kind of look around for a moment, trying to see if she can find wow, brains is farting completely there, Holly. And when Holly she just sends a thumbs up and said, "We'll be out here soon. Be careful." Actually, I have a question because I don't remember. Did Holly tell Amaryllis about the whole us having duplicates here, or
Possibly since you were effectively standing together when you were
Okay.
based in the library kind of area.
then yeah, she'll probably say, "Careful, we have some duplicates here."
You do that, and basically the bow just. Whoops, yeah. A few moments later, Q, you just little things like message from an Amaryllis.
Oh, that could be a problem. I'll put my collar up and pull my hat down.
So it's like, okay, cool, good duplicates here.
Well, if they know what we're doing, I think I will jack out. A term from our universe that I don't know how they say it over there.
I think we already made this bit. I think we
Yes.
already did that bit.
It's not a
Jack
bit if
down.
it's real.
I already did the jack on, jack off.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't say jack off.
You disconnect.
Yep.
So as you disconnect from the other world, you feel all the pains and aches and coldness of the real world hit you again, as opposed to the warmth and seductive beauty of the virtual realms.
We'll have to wake up sometime.
The person in charge is like, yo, how'd you enjoy it, man? You said you haven't really done it before, right?
It was It was something, all right. It's a bit overwhelming at first. Perhaps too
Oh.
intoxicating.
Oh, you can't let yourself get too whelmed, man. Gotta just like ease into it.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe I'll probably come back and do it again.
Yeah, there's some people who just never leave when they first go in.
Maybe that'll be me someday, but not yet.
Technically, it won't because it won't be your first time going in.
You saying I can't go in for the first time again?
No, once you do it the first time, there's never another first time unless we wipe your mind. But I don't do that stuff.
I'm leaving.
I'm not ready for that. There's too much in there. I don't want to get rid of it.
That's understandable. Your mind is like, is that who you really are, or is it the flesh that your mind wears?
It's the mind. The flesh is just a transport, a life support system.
Just man. Stay on the mode.
You said it. Yeah, he's gonna wait for Talon to get out of there also.
I
and then
walked past you and told you I was fucking leaving.
he turns around and looks around and then sees that he already missed that happening and then walks out too.
You walk out, you see Ronja just standing out there. So you all go, it just starts raining.
Is there one of those take an umbrella, leave an umbrella stands at the front?
Is that even a thing in real life?
If you don't know what it is, it could be.
Sort of. From what I hear in certain areas of Japan, they kind of have that. But it's a totally different culture. So they're more trusting that you're not going to steal shit.
Yeah, and say, I know what happened to Hitchbot. I know what you Americans did to him.
Okay, to be fair, wasn't that Californian specifically?
No. You got it wrong. It's Detroit. Or no,
shit.
Philadelphia, actually.
That's
I think
right,
is who
yeah.
did it.
Those colonies, they're all messed up.
It got right across the border, and that's right.
And to make an example.
Was
of
that
it.
Cat?
Why would you send it to Philly?
Because they sent it to America. Hey, it got coast to coast through Canada.
That's like less people than are in Philly, though.
Not really. If you went coast to coast through the territories, it absolutely would be.
Stop trying to defend this, Luke. You will fail.
It's powered by cheese. They had to send it there.
So, anyways, back on the story.
I guess if Ronja's out there, we can invite her along.
Invite her, just let her know that where we were going and what we were doing.
Yeah.
Don't know if you want to.
Yeah, we're gonna go scout the house, Ronja, and see if there's anyone watching it or if it's dangerous to approach. The other two are still inside the internet.
Want to stay here and watch them or go with us?
I will stay here because my little sister is here.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
So good luck, you two, and don't get caught.
I
Try our
can
best.
almost assure you that at least one of us won't get caught.
Look over to him.
I was waiting to say, I can assure you, one of us will get caught.
I'm probably more likely to get caught. But I promise I'll try not to, because I don't want to. I'm pretty streetwise, you might say.
Yeah, let's go.
We left foot, right foot, all the way there.
It takes a while. You also remember that you did go through the sewers for part of your journey, which you're not doing this time. So
That's good news.
I mean, I can always use my compass if all else fails.
circles.
I think we should just stay on the street. Let's draw less attention.
What, did you think we were going to go flying? Use our grappling hooks?
I mean, I want to, but we shouldn't. Don't tempt me with a good time.
Right. Okay, Robin.
Do you have a grappling hook on you?
These are the actual conversations we're fucking having us walk.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know all of our in the field capabilities, so it's a good idea to discuss it. Q has plans to make one, but he doesn't have it yet.
Okay. Talon has pulled C4 out of his backpack before. It is not entirely beyond the realm of possibility to assume he's also got a grapple hook in there. I'm just saying.
Thank you for specifying backpack and not other things. And
No, that's you don't keep C4 there. That's dangerous.
Nature's
You
pocket.
keep dynamite there.
One of them will absorb through the cell walls.
let's
I don't
not
know.
go into
I
the
don't know which
science of
one.
that. Yeah, let's stop.
This is a
Just
science
stop.
character. I got to
And-
think about the science.
To be fair, there are several different ways of making a quick and not unreasonable grappling hook from just random pieces and parts. All you need is something equivalent to rope and something equivalent to some type of sturdy hook. So,
Mm-hmm.
Bones and visceral.
well, not
Q's
even
gonna
bones.
make one like Batman has.
Like, for example, I know Talon has a retractable, what's the word?
Grapple launcher.
It's not a tonfa baton. It's the,
Nice
The
stick.
beaten stick.
yeah, there's an official name for it. I just can't remember it. But yes, that piece of equipment. If you put a rope around that and throw it, say, between the bars of a fence, the ones that have spikes going up, it would be very sturdy as soon as it hooked on the spikes. So instant grappling hook. It's just a matter of how you go about doing it.
You two go on your journey. Gina, are you good to game for a few? All right, let's get you in while the baby's quiet.
Yeah,
Never mind.
she's got kind of a loud toy, but
All right, so your character went to take an info dump.
Yeah.
But you Amaryllis basically let you know that Q and Tom are gonna go reconnoitering.
Reconnoitering is meeting up somewhere. We're doing reconnaissance.
how annoying is this toy for you guys, by the way?
It's
Okay.
not annoying.
I can
Okay.
barely hear it, honestly, off and on.
Make the
Good,
baby
okay.
happy. That's my saying.
I just want to make sure. I guess should we go with them? You're muted, Vex.
I know, I just realized as I said it, I'm like, oh wait, I'm muted, so I counted myself. Amaryllis will just kind of shrug and they're already kind of headed out, and I mean, better to have only a couple of them, and just in case they get caught. Sorry, in
Mhm.
case Q gets caught.
All right, well, what else do we need to try and learn while we're here? I guess we could
Go ahead.
meet up with Ronja again.
Yes, Ronja, make her aware that we also have duplicates. So I think she got the text. So confirm to her what we know, and maybe tell her about her other self.
Did we learn anything about her other self?
A little bit.
We did learn that she's a void engineer, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Let's go do that, I guess. So we're gonna go find her siblings, and all of us are gonna leave the virtual world.
Mhm.
So you go to find the siblings. Yeah.
Yeah, I know they were not that far from us. We were keeping them in close proximity.
There you go. Search a bit. See the two of them. Well, you see one of them riding what appears to be a motorcycle around a track. Just like, yee.
Which one?
Jeremy. Pulls up. He's like, this is awesome.
Where's your sister?
Over. They're supposed to be standing over there.
Off.
Yeah.
Germany, you dipshit.
You said that you're just going to stand there while I go around the track a little bit.
Go for the third. Look at for the kid.
Let's get going. It's like, don't tell Ronja that she walked away. She'll get in trouble. We don't want Naboo getting in trouble for things.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
Naboo
Naboo's the one gonna get in trouble.
She used to have a leash when she went places. She likes touching everything and going places.
She definitely did not have a leash.
Yeah, put a leash with some bells, you know.
I'm
maybe
just
a balloon.
imagining the leash was like a pair of shoelaces that she immediately learned how to untie. Like they tried the leash for 20 minutes and she was like, not about that life.
No, definitely not.
Travel a bit. Exactly. You look around and you do see Naboo. She's sitting there talking to a gentleman wearing what appears to be a casual kind of suit, you know, just like the shirt, tie, and stuff. Sitting down talking to her. It's like, that is an amazing story.
Walk over.
Oh, hello. Are you Ronja?
No, I'm Ronja's friend.
Ah,
We were watching her and our lovely little associate here wandered off.
so you're watching Ronja and Naboo here wandered off.
No, we were watching Naboo.
Not doing a great job.
Well, her brother was supposed to be watching her, and that didn't go so well.
Who was watching him watch her?
Yeah.
I see. So yeah, good thing I found her. This place can be very dangerous. There's a lot of creepy, crazy people in the second world here.
Naboo, how's it going?
I'm good. This gentleman saw me wandering around and said I should stop and talk to him, and that if I talked to him for a while, then some cool people would show up, and then I could talk to them, and if it's okay with you or whoever, that I could also, like, after we leave, possibly go get ice cream and stuff. He said that he knew a really cool place that has ice cream that is really good.
Really?
Kev, can I do a quick, like, I don't know what the word term what it should be say, but can I like size this guy up? I'm curious.
Would you like to do a vibe check?
Yes, I would like to vibe check this man, not in the back, in the deck him in the mouth way either. Vibe check.
I mean,
I would say awareness and perception.
All right.
That'd be a nice little combo.
Awareness. Oh, there's perception and awareness. No DP mod, I assume.
Nope, standard difficulty.
All right, difficulty 6, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I got 2 successes.
Woo, doing good from straight off the start. Mhm.
Hell yeah.
There is something a bit
Sus.
yeah, a little sus, but it's not the free candy van sus. It's more of a slightly different sus. Like
It's the undercover cop sus, I'm assuming here.
yeah, it's more like there's something more to this guy. He's just not one of those friendly guys who goes around finding lost children for their parents kind of thing. But he's not a I'm going to have the kid for dinner kind of thing.
All right. Amaryllis will kind of look to Nebu and say, fortunately, we gotta go. We got plans.
Whoa, before we go and stuff, I gotta just double checking that you are indeed Nabu's actual guardians and stuff. Do you have any kind of like password or secret thing that you can talk to her about to make sure? Or did you not establish that and are instead poor guardians who could just allow some random strangers to come up and kidnap the kid by disguising themselves as you?
One, not her guardians technically, but two, you're being really
Oh.
fucking creepy, dude.
You're not your guardians. Why am I going to let this kid go with you if you're not your guardians?
Hey, are you her guardians?
I'm more a guardian than you currently, just because you're a bit sus.
I'm not the one with the. I'm not the one acting like an undercover cop here.
No, but you're acting like the kind of people who go around saying, "Hey, look, there's a lost kid. Let's take him."
I have a question. How did we know the kid's name before you even said it?
That's good there. I mean, there are ways, but yeah, you see, you could have started some with that too. Instead, you're all like, let's suss it.
You're the one really being weird here. Ebu, we should really get going. Your sister's waiting for you.
Don't tell her that I walked away from Jeremy. He was always walking away from me and getting lost. I think I'll be standing there saying, I'm gonna stay here, and he just walks away.
Yeah, we know.
We gotta put a leash on him sometimes. He just keeps walking and goes and touches everything.
He does really like to touch things, so
Yeah, he got in trouble with that before.
not surprising.
We went to a museum. You weren't supposed to touch anything, and he touched stuff.
Color me shocked, right?
What color's that?
We'll have to find out at some point.
Yeah. It's like, so you all good?
We're good.
All right. Just want to make sure, there's a lot of dangerous people in the second world.
That is true.
Well, you have a good day, you family.
Thank you. And
Walking away,
we'll
it's like, wow,
take her.
what a weird couple.
What a weird dude. I think it's just us walking away. We're just at each other, just both. What a weird person. All right, and yeah, let's just get them logged out and get Holly logged out as Holly's currently dealing with another info dump of someone else's.
Yeah, and Nabu's just like, I'm hungry.
We'll get you some food when we get out.
I'm hungrier than normal. It's weird. Jeremy's like, oh, yeah, I feel a little off. I don't feel too good.
Let's get out of here. It'll probably help us. We're probably not used to it or something.
Clerk's like, oh, I hope you all had a good time. Your friends already left.
Of course they did.
Yeah. But come back whenever and, see what we can do for you. Hey.
All right. Thank you. Your help was much appreciated.
All right. Just stay molded.
All right. Will do.
So, Ronnie, you see your sibs and the two non-sib adults with them come out?
Hey, Vanya.
Oh,
With-
hi.
I was
Sorry.
We
You,
were
when you go out, you could see like she's staring up in the sky. Though I imagine like I can't see the stars actually.
it's a bit rainy.
Yeah.
What a terrible day for rain.
Oh yeah, it was awesome in there. It's cool, but then And Amaryllis and Holly walked away and got distracted by things while we were just standing there. We should really get a leash for them.
Naboo, Amaryllis just kind of looks at Naboo, and just kind of gives her a look of like, just kind of gives her a look.
She's such a little shit.
If you blame them first, you don't get blamed later if it comes up. You
You get double blamed.
Where are the other two people? The weird one and the one with the yellow vest.
Ronja's right here.
Oh,
They went to the house to scout it out and see what's going on there.
I thought we were allowed to go to the house that was dangerous.
You're not allowed to, but they are going because
They're dependables.
yeah, that's accurate.
Oh, that one guy that we were talking to said there's an ice cream place not too far away from here that has really good ice cream. We should go there.
I don't know if I trust that guy. He was a bit weird.
It was a bit weird.
You weren't there for it.
Oh, I wasn't there for it. That's right.
Oh yeah, I wasn't there. Never
Oh,
mind.
wait, I'm
Ignore what I
stupid.
said. Yeah. We should. I don't know if it's a good idea to. That guy was giving me some weird vibes.
Hey, he seemed a bit of an adult, like real adult, not like you
An
guys.
adultier adult. Yes, I know what you mean.
Yeah, a true adult, someone who had their life together.
I don't know about that, but
Someone who knew what they wanted in life.
like to talk to kids in a virtual world.
No.
Well, we're not going to go have ice cream. We should go follow the other two.
Or we probably shouldn't follow the other two.
What
But
are we going to do then? I'm bored.
We could get something to eat.
we should probably get something to eat.
I feel like there was talk of we somehow managed to get our money converted.
I think we
Don't
were lent
remember
some
how that
money.
happened.
We were lent some money, I believe, from
Okay,
the underground people who helped us.
Mm-hmm.
that's right. Thank you, Naboo. Yeah, let's go get something to eat.
Yeah, let's get something to eat.
Preferably somewhere a little bit secluded so we can have a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go look around. Let's see what we can find. Give me a second.
I guess let's message the others and tell them that wait, we don't have cell service anymore.
Nope.
Shit. How did they plan to communicate with us?
Explosions.
We didn't plan that at all.
Nope. We were not good planning.
Didn't think that far ahead. Got
We're
it.
still used to the conveniences of our world, forgetting that we're in the other one.
Yeah.
As you're walking, you do see as the one main group's walking, trying to find a place. You do see a place called Toretto's Family Restaurant. It looks very casual and not too busy.
All right, sounds like a plan.
Question:
Yes.
does this place have a patio outside?
If it does, it's not open at the moment because it is raining.
Ah, shit. I went that idea. I was just going to say, stay close to the internet cafe somewhere within visual range, but there went that plan.
Yeah, is there anywhere that is like Maybe not outside, but like something with windows, with like booths facing the windows.
Restaurant does have windows, but like I said, it's raining, so there's no outside eating, but you could
Okay.
sit on the inside.
So
Your
long as there's
windows.
windows, they could probably see us walking by and knock on the windows.
Yep,
Get our
that's
attention.
the plan.
You go in, waiter comes up, it's like, hey, welcome to Toretto's family restaurant. Here, your family.
Leave now, leave.
You're sure of the best of foods.
We're looking for a table for, geez, how many of us are there? 5? Maybe 7. We might get 2 more.
Mm-hmm. Okay, any do you want any particular as you
Something
look
close to
around,
the
like
window if
the
possible.
restaurant is almost dead. There's like one old couple sitting at a table.
Oh, geez, that kind of place. Something close to the window, preferably.
All right, close to the windows, but not the walls. Sit you down, hand you the food. It's like this. And we cut to the other two. As they are trudging through the rain to the Chantry House.
It's not trudging. I enjoy the rain.
Tiptoeing.
The rain is cool.
Singing in the
Typically,
rain.
yes.
You get a real hot rain. That's good too.
Chocolate.
That's called a shower.
Showers. So you see, you get to the Chantry House, like you see the house, see the taller buildings around. You do see 2 figures outside the Chantry House. They're wearing like trench coats and a hat. Very 19 like 40s, 50s detective style look, and they're one's just writing stuff. It's like, and that's what you see at the moment.
Are there any like passersby or other like what we would call rubberneckers that are just watching that something might happen? That we could. I'm thinking if there's other people that are around and just like seeing what's up, we might approach them as a passerby and ask them what's going on over there.
Better question, or one to add on top of that. Are there any peoples around that look like they're staking out the house as an undercover position versus what he's saying? Because I don't want him walking up to somebody casing the house and ask specific detailed questions that would immediately tip them off that we're looking at the same place.
For that, roll perception awareness to see if there's any shady undercover people.
Me or him?
Whoever is doing the looking. Doesn't matter.
Well, we're both looking. He's looking for people to ask. I'm looking out for people we shouldn't talk to.
Yeah, I'm just looking
Then-
for anybody standing around. I don't think it's hard to
Then
say.
me.
Yeah, then Talon rolls.
Okay. So perception and what?
Awareness.
Perception and awareness. Okay. So let me try this. Perception, second one. Alertness? No, awareness. Okay. All right. And DP bond?
Could be nothing.
Nothing. Okay. And difficulty?
Default 6.
Default 6. And we roll. 2 success.
2 success.
2 successes, I believe.
Potential for a botch if you had not succeeded. Okay. Okay. Just
Wait.
the other method.
I got 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Damn, so close.
I'll take the successes at any rate.
You don't see anyone that is setting off your sus star, other than the 2 figures who are pretty clearly investigators themselves standing in front of the place taking notes.
Please, I'm begging you, stop using that phrase.
Investigators?
No, sus.
It's a legitimate word.
No, it's not.
It is. I've seen it in movies that predate the game.
You saying it isn't? It's pretty sus of you.
I hate all of you.
It's just you're not down with the kids, you know. You're not down with the hipness, yeah.
Well, laugh when you do that and smack the glasses off your own face.
I don't know if I'm nice to them.
Well, so long as it's recorded.
Get a message for somebody. Who dares message me in a game? No. Baby pictures.
Cat, quick, message him just to piss him off. Message him.
It
Oh
was
wait,
her.
he can hear this.
It literally was me sending
Ah.
you pictures of the baby.
But yeah, Q, you do see a handful of people kind of. They're not so much rubbernecking as in they're not like standing there, sir, but you can tell that there are several people who, as they're walking down the street, are slowing down and like.
Sort of like us.
Yeah.
That means we don't stick out, and that's good news.
And you see one old couple with the guy, she's like, hey, and the wife's like, go, stop it.
That's smart of her
That's
to
my
do that.
parents.
That also tells us that we shouldn't pay too close attention because they don't like to be looked at. The cops, I mean.
So, but yeah, that's what you're seeing at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Since you're just kind of like walking by
Yeah.
casually at the exact second. Anything more?
I think I would mostly just leave it to Talon to get the lay of the land of the people who are here that we should ignore and shouldn't ignore. He's a strategic person who thinks they'll know what to keep track of.
You
And
can
if-
just stop with he's a strategic person who thinks.
Many would say that Q is very smart. You don't know them. I'll leave the rest in Torque's hands. I was just going to see if anybody was standing still looking at it and idle up to him, but if there's just people walking by, they wouldn't know any more than we would walking by. That's what I'm thinking. But
Less
hopefully,
people when there's not an actual crime scene going on, like an active investigation. So there's no onlookers. It's not like there's an explosion at the house and everybody's back behind the police tape looking
Mhm.
on.
but perhaps later, if you have your way.
Well, if we need a distraction.
Did Torque? I guess as we walk past, I would turn to Torque and say, "Did you notice if they would be watching the thin alleyways between like a neighboring building? Did you see if it would be possible for us to do your plan and get like between without being noticed?"
That's a good question. Universe, did I?
Because we also couldn't tell if people were inside either.
Yeah, you kind of see if people are inside. As far as you could just the casual, pass by look, there were the two guys in the buildings. The buildings on either side are dark. You don't really see any lights in them or in the Chantry House.
Okay. That's not necessarily a bad thing. Before we leave or head back towards the cafe, I do want to go to the other side of the block and see what the building directly behind the Chantry House looks like as far as accessibility versus occupancy.
There's like a road back there at some point because Ronja's car was there, so there is stuff back there. So it's
I don't think it is on the backside of this one. There's a building that's right next to it. I think you're thinking of our original dimension.
Oh, so we don't have the same backyard and back driving area?
No, from what he said, the building is literally as
Oh, yeah,
close
'cause
to
it's
the
like-
backside as it is to the sides of the building, and
It's
there's
a
no
really-
backyard.
It's a really standout old house that doesn't match the area. So
Yes.
okay, that's good to remember.
They walk around to the other side and you see the skyscraper building there. And on the front is a sign that says Black Dog Gaming. It looks like it's some sort of corporate office of some sort.
Like a game developer company or
Yeah, well, whatever Black Dog Gaming is.
I have the urge to hack into this building for some reason.
That's an interesting idea. I wonder what computer languages they have and if we would be able to use them.
I was being more sarcastic for the Watch Dogs reference.
Oh, is that one?
Naughty Dogs, Black Dog.
Watchdog.
This is a different
Wait.
reference, but I guess that works too. Yeah.
Was it? It was Naughty Dog, wasn't it?
There's a
Naughty
Naughty
Dog is a
yeah.
developer, yeah.
I know it's the developer, but I can't remember. They're the ones that did, you know what? It's irrelevant for the game.
Naughty
Never mind.
Dog made Watchdog? That seems a little on the nose. A wet
Nah.
nose.
Naughty of them.
Does this building the Black Dog Gaming, does it seem like people, like regular people could go in or out? But if it's a corporate office, they probably wouldn't do walk-ins. Which means we probably couldn't get in.
Get in normally,
Yeah, it's certainly not as a big group with children.
unless the place is abandoned. Then it's just a matter of unlocking the doors.
I don't know if we're going to be that lucky. Who knows?
Any posted hours of operation?
Hey, look, it's they do have it's like public hours are from 8 to 6.
PM to AM or the other way around?
AM to PM.
8 AM to 6 PM.
Mhm.
Okay. Sorry, you said it weird for some reason. I was confused.
But it does say that there are some on this side, since you're walking around, you do see lights within the building. Probably people, crunching time.
Crunching time. It's like me when I get a meal that's crunchy.
I was thinking step in time, but like
Oh yeah, because we can go through this. We can go on the roofs. That might be a way in. They danced on the roofs in that song. Our house has a chimney, right? Could we all go down the chimney? That's a good idea, Torg.
Don't give me your ideas.
You said
Just-
step in time.
Just
It's
don't do
easy
that.
one to C, A to C to go from step in time to down a chimney.
I hate that this is kind of making sense because with just a little bit of magic, we may be able to slip down into said chimney if there was one.
We don't
I
know.
hate that I agree with that.
It's not so bad to agree with me.
Right.
I believe that.
You keep doing that. Somebody has to.
You should be your own biggest fan. That's the way to have confidence.
Anywho, waiting for the universe.
Sorry, I was looking at my notes.
Chimney, Chantry House.
No, I don't think it had a chimney.
Okay. So
Sorry,
no
no
Mary
Santa.
Poppins entrance.
Nuts.
But that leaves 2 of the 3 buildings surrounding it dark.
Hmm.
So we don't have to worry about the back entrance. We just have to worry about finding at least some type of entry window or door on either side next to the buildings or facing the other 2 buildings.
This does make me think that once we get back and everything's back in order, we should see if we can add a secret entrance through the roof into the house. And just in case,
Well, that wouldn't be too hard at all. That's just a matter of cutting out a small section of the house and hooking it up with a hinge and
Mhm.
camouflage.
simple
That's easier.
carpentry.
Could even booby trap it if I need to.
Hmm. Make an obvious ceiling door that opens to just a big hole all the way to the bottom floor.
Or a claymore.
I guess.
I mean, if it's
Just-
going to be a distraction anyways, you may as well let them know they're not welcome.
I think opening the roof and falling 3 stories down under the marble is also bad. But we can't do that with this right now. Right now, we have to figure out a way to get in.
Nothing says go
Or
away like a
install a
claymore.
skylight.
Skylight.
Skylight, is there even a section of the house that would go all the way to the roof? I didn't think that was part of the design layout.
There's
So you'd get one room with a skylight and then it leads to somebody's room.
yeah. There might be an attic. Are there attics in this build of house?
I don't like that he's
Why are you
giggling.
laughing, Kevin?
I don't like that he's giggling like that.
He's thinking about a podcast I listened to recently where someone who was playing the character of a real estate agent forgot the word skylight and was saying,
Stop lying.
I'm not lying, this happened, it's real. It's called The Neighborhood Listen.
He's not laughing at that podcast.
If he listened to it, I bet he would.
Hey.
I'm just filling time. I'm vamping.
Stop.
But this
No,
is
it's-
Mage.
The thing I just posted, it's considering what's currently happening in the gaming community is hilarious since this was written a couple decades ago, like 10, 15 years ago.
Oh, I see. This is a real thing, Black Dog Gaming.
Oh no. Oh, that's hilarious. That is very relevant.
Wait, what is going
To-
on?
Read the link.
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
Third
Appears to-
paragraph.
some of it appears to be fake.
Oh, all of it's fake. But
It's a fake company that's a parody, and okay, so those
And it
at home-
exists in the World of Darkness?
And the World of Darkness, as a parody, they have a thing called Magicians of the Bay, which is a parody of Wizards of the Coast. Part of what they made as a parody a couple years ago basically involves what would be their
fictional version
their
of the
of the
OGL.
OGL. And essentially it's describing what a lot of people are thinking the OGL currently
We'll be
is
doing.
attempting to kind of do.
That's
See.
that's oddly prophetic, eh?
Prescient. Very prescient.
Yeah. I'm like, wow. That
Call them
is
the fucking Nostradamus apparently here. Holy shit.
yeah.
I
I
bet he
mean,
was a
af-
Mage the Ascension.
After he died, somebody had to take up the reins.
Yeah.
And he knew who it was going to be.
But yeah, so you have the building, the system lights are on, you're discussing. So what is the next plan with your discussing stuff? I mean, you were talking about cutting a hole in the ceiling, but
That's
That's
for
for the future.
later.
That
Yeah.
would be probably plan C. C for ceiling. B
Or-
for basement.
C is also for cut hole, ceiling, cut
Yeah.
ceiling.
So plan A would be going through the side.
Plan C1, Plan C2, Plan C3.
Those
and
doesn't work.
C4.
But the next one.
Yeah, I believe I've got all the information I need as far as the layout and surrounding buildings. I say we head back towards the internet cafe, see if we can find our friends who
I
we
follow
only
your
now
lead.
who only now realize we have no means of communication with.
We mentioned that we would come back.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, I put that in the message that said we're going to go check it out and then come back.
Oh, yeah, okay.
That's the message that I sent in the internet.
I must have missed that part.
So as you return, so as the rest of you eating your delicious Italian food, like it's okay. I mean, it feels like stuff your grandma would make. It feels like your family here. You do see Q and Talon walking down the street towards the cafe.
Just the other day.
Nebu's like, hey, look, it's those two.
I knock on the window to try to get their attention.
Q and Talon here knocking on a window.
Turn to look.
See Nebu's just like,
This is one of those digital ads. They saw who we were with earlier, and now they set up a screen to show us that our friends are inside, so we should go patronize them.
Yeah, you're probably right. Let's keep walking.
This place is weird. It's a cyber future.
It's a window.
it's a walls.
Windows, screens, it's all the same.
It's just like fucking with the party that way.
Mhm.
That's the only reason I would agree with Q for any fucking reason.
We're on the same side when it comes to certain things.
Yeah, let's head in.
We go inside.
So while we were waiting for them. So by the way, Ronja, we all have duplicates here, and apparently yours.
Yeah, I ran into an old friend of my duplicate.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Yours is
Mhm.
apparently in the Void Engineers.
Yep. I learned that too. That sure was a trip.
I'm trying to remember what else we learned about everybody else's duplicates.
With one exception, all of you were members of the technocracy.
Mm-hmm.
Oof. Who's the exception?
I'm the exception.
You got to go where the work is.
Sit down. Someone walks over, middle-aged, bald, Italian man. He's like, welcome to it's good you're in a restaurant. I just noticed that you have a larger group. I was coming to see if there's anything I could do for you. If there's anything you actually need, because extra plates, seconds, more drinks. Mozzarella cheese to put on everything. Parmesan.
I'm going to point at Holly and say, I'll have what she's having.
All right.
And you a baby.
The baby clams. Okay.
Baby
kale.
ribs.
It's like food would be out as fast as possible.
Why are you like this?
Are you talking to me or the baby?
The baby is like trying to stand at like this angle.
She's flying away.
She really is.
And it's even funnier because she's partially censored.
Like, I'm trying to stand her upright, and she's like, "No, I would like to Superman this bitch."
She would like to be rotated.
Trying to get them leg muscles built. You know, you lean forward some, build
that
the muscles.
core.
Yeah, build that core. So you're sitting, eating.
It's okay. You do what you want, baby.
Talking to each
So what
other
did-
about the plans.
Yeah, what did you guys find?
Good, tell him, Tor.
Are we effectively isolated? The waiter's gone away.
Yeah, I walked away to go get the food and stuff.
Hush tones, of course. I would tell him about what I spotted, thoughts of best ways of entry. Well, my opinion as the best parts of entries. Give everybody a chance to chime in with any other ideas.
He's right. So would you guys have a preference? A, B, or C, I think basically is the 1, 2, 3.
And it's
Not
like,
really.
I like plan I.
Ingress. That's a
You
good
haven't
plan.
had your ice cream, have you?
No, well, the waiter said I can have ice cream for dessert if I was okay with it. He said
I'll
it'd
believe
be-
that when it comes from one of the other adults.
They call it gelato in Italy.
Gelato. But also I is internet. We can go back to that cyber thing and live in there.
Do you think that we could
I'm gonna go live there, honey.
zorp into the internet at the cafe and then zorp out back at the house? Use that as like an instant transmission type of thing.
I don't think
Did
it's
they do that?
teleportation.
I'm like 8. I don't know.
But okay,
Star
so
Trek.
ways of getting into the building. Give me the rundown again of what they were.
The basic ideas are the two buildings to the side had windows that face the chantry. There is the underground path through the sewers, but that means cutting through brick walls and digging through ground. Could also try going through the roof if worse comes to worse.
What is
I-
this? Yeah, it's good.
My best thought is one of the windows closest to the side of the house, break in or sneak in if it's unlocked, and just go through the windows, window to window, just straight back into the house, straight down to the basement, find the door again, try and get back.
I agree with that one mostly because the idea of the basement one or going in through through the sewers would go into the basement where all the dangerous shit is.
That is a flaw. It is a challenge of that part of the plan.
No, that was a
Um,
flaw. You had it right.
No.
Yeah. So like either we would break into the basement with all of the super deadly trinkets,
That's only one of the rooms in the
Or-
basement. There's another room that doesn't have.
or we break into the node, which is the entire reason we have this house is to protect that node. I feel like that would probably show up on their radar if they're looking for weird magic stuff.
I wonder if they would see almost any magic we do. Because going through the
I mean,
basement,
they
plan B for basement, that would require magic. But plan A for adjacent building to the
I
window.
mean, these guys are technocracy. They can see magic. Just
Mhm.
because the magic they do doesn't look like ours, they still know what we're doing.
They probably have some sort of detection
They're not
net
sleepers.
around the
Yeah,
house.
I didn't see any security systems, but that
you don't
was
need to see it.
regular. Yeah, I know. I'm
They
just
might have
saying.
stuff we don't even understand what it looks like.
That's kind of why I was reiterating the point. No standard security measures. Anything else is going to have to be adapted to.
I think so. I think I agree that we should try to get into an adjacent building that is unoccupied and go from window to window. And we could bring like a little platform or something to maybe set between them so the less mobile people could get across without having to like do a flip.
Now, there is one thing we hadn't considered. What the fuck do we do when we get in the house?
Did any of
There's-
you get an apple?
An apple?
An apple.
Oh, an
An
apple for the
got us into
door.
this, and yeah.
The unicorn door that
Yeah.
eats apples.
That's that I was about to say, like getting back and trying to coax the unicorn just to get us back because yeah.
I guess we need
Storyteller.
to find an apple.
I have a question for the storyteller.
Uh-huh.
Does the menu have apple pie on it? Because that would mean there's apples in the kitchen.
And do you plan on stealing from the kitchen? Because we
Well,
can't
I
give
would
it as
probably
regular
start
pie.
by saying, waiter, can we have just an apple? We'll pay for it.
Weren't you the only one who said something about going to a mall to get supplies before we attempt this?
Yeah, I
That would
want to
make
do
more
that.
sense to get an apple at the mall than it would be to ask the waiter for one from the
Honestly,
kitchen.
I'm not sure. I have never seen fresh fruit at a mall.
Well, we don't know what they have here. They might have.
Some countries have grocery stores within malls.
Yeah,
I
You
was
can
about
also
to
just go to a
say,
grocery
yeah.
store or like the corner
Yeah.
market.
I have never seen a grocery store in a mall, at least
That-
here in
that-
Maryland.
Yeah, it's not common in the US, but I think maybe Germany, it's pretty common to find them there. So
Yeah, it's actually pretty common.
Yeah,
might have
think
a
market
every
Pret a
mall
Manger.
here has a grocery store on it. So
We also
And-
just go to a grocery store.
Yeah.
There's also the possibility of a farmer's market next to one because there's one close to where I have that's not too far from a mall.
What if the unicorn door has never had apple pie and loves apples? And we're going to blow its mind.
Well, as you say that, the waiter comes back with stuff, even brings out some ice cream or gelato stuff. It's like, remember, we're a family here. So make sure you all have the good desserts. Grandma in the back is saying you all look a little thin.
Do you have apple pie?
We can make some. I can go get some apples and make some. It'll take a while, but we can.
No, I was just curious.
Oh, but I can go upstairs to my house and grab some apples if you want.
You know,
That's
I
what-
would love an apple, just
That's
a
what,
regular whole apple.
that's what family do. It's gala. Hopefully you're good with those. I don't get that red delicious shit. It's not delicious at all.
That's
Talon
that
is just
name-
glaring.
That name
at
is a
you.
lie. I agree. Gala, it's like a party in your mouth. The
It's like a
fanciest.
celebration inside your mouth.
I will be back with one. Anything else? I also have some bananas.
I look around. Anybody want a
nah,
banana?
thanks.
I'll be back in a bit. I have to go upstairs to my house.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you. You should leave these people a really good tip. I don't know what
Yeah.
a good tip is in this world, but
We're not going to need any of this money in like 3 hours.
valid.
Hopefully,
Like-
won't need any of it.
You know, if our goal is to protect the node, it being in this universe, it's untouchable by our old one. So maybe that's like the most protected it could possibly get.
And what happens
Yeah,
to one in
from
our
our
old
It
world,
feels
universe?
but
very
not from
touchable
these
by this
guys.
universe.
This universe isn't our concern. It's not our jurisdiction.
Then why the hell are you? You know what?
No, see, I'm saying if we leave the node in
Sure.
the universe where
need to
we have no responsibility for it, then our old universe is safe.
You make me want
Well-
to take up smoking again.
I wouldn't. It's gross and unhealthy. It'll just make you age faster. Q is anti-smoking.
Is he
Hmm.
anti-thinking too?
No, he does it all the time. He thinks so
So-
much that he has an
so-
open mind to think things you wouldn't even imagine of
I
thinking.
was gonna say, some would say he thinks a bit too much sometimes.
The brain is a computer. You can't turn it off or it won't
I-
restart.
I get a Wile E. Coyote vibe.
He did use a lot of interesting technology.
And got himself wrecked.
He lived through everything.
He lived, bitch.
Exactly.
I'm sorry, Vex. As you said that, I was going to respond, beep, beep, motherfucker. So that's how it came out in my head.
He's just a hungry guy trying his best,
And failing miraculously.
but he gets back up again. Why do we fall, Master
Aren't
Bruce?
we all?
It's a lesson of Batman.
You know, from that same movie, I want to quote you. What's the point of all of those push-ups if you can't lift a bloody log? There are times where it matters and times where it's stupid as shit.
Like tangerines. This movie
Yeah.
exists in the world of darkness, so we can reference it all we want.
As you're talking, the guy comes back with the apple on a plate. It's like, there you go.
Much appreciated.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Is there anything else we can do?
Unless anybody else is opposed, I'm just going to ask him for the bill.
Sounds good to me.
Split or one?
Just
One.
one.
We're family.
Yes, family is good. Family is the greatest thing in this world. Remember that.
Family.
Family. Ooh.
I hope we have enough money.
Comes back with the bill. It's compared, like, with the amount of money that you were loaned comparatively, it's actually very affordable. So you do have enough
Neat.
money to cover.
That's good
Yeah.
news.
Yeah, looking around just, casually, the prices around here are very, for the most part, seem pretty decent comparatively.
There's more evidence that this world's doing pretty okay from what we can see.
Mm.
So where to?
Probably the mall for any supplies we want to try and gather.
Yeah, just in case we need them.
I mean, that being said, I can imagine being able to smash open a couple of windows with a wheelchair pretty easily. No offense.
Or this hammer.
Where'd you get a hammer?
Q always has like a tool belt and stuff. He carries, he has like, he carries around a modicum of supplies
You
pretty
got
much
the
on his person.
You got the multi-tool hammer one that becomes a hammer and a multi-tool. Have you seen one of those?
Hmm. No,
Like
I've
one of
seen
the
Swiss
giant-
Army knives.
I was about to say like a giant version of the Swiss Army knife that had actual tools like hammers and wrenches, like adjustable wrenches and whatnot. I've seen some of those as joke gifts, but they actually function. So
So if we need to smash a window, I don't think we're gonna have much trouble. Unless Torque secured our house's windows in a way that we don't know. Because technically those are still our windows and we're gonna be breaking into our own house. So if Torque had any sort of defenses or
on a house that I haven't touched, much less had the chance to actually scope out the security on. Yeah, don't.
no, it's our house that I'm talking about that we're gonna break into.
It's this world's version of our house. That does not make it our house. That
No, I
means
thought
it
our
is-
house transported. So it's the same our house that's here.
It's our house.
It's not like a different version of our house. It's our actual house.
From how I was understanding it, it was the basement shifted And we came out into this world.
No, the basement, the entire house shifted. We were in the house that flipped upside down, and then we came here.
But if it was still the same house, wouldn't the backyard still be intact and available?
I mean, the backyard is not like attached to the house, I guess.
I think
But
it's just like the structure itself and not like the grounds.
Okay, then that does beg the question. Storyteller, is the house that is it currently in this world with us the same one that we were making all of the different modifications to?
As far as you could tell before you left in a hurry, it is identical in every way.
Even with the modifications that we were making?
Yep.
Okay. Well, there's more evidence to that theory. If that's the case, then I don't think I had time to set up any actual security. We were still trying to get our own electrical grid updated.
Yeah,
weren't we?
even then, like, I feel like making unbreakable windows doesn't sound like a thing Torque would do, because he would still, like, that would prevent people from getting in, but it would also keep us from getting out. And I feel
Yeah.
like he's the kind of person that would be interested in having more than one escape route.
No, not unbreakable windows. I'm talking about defenses, alarms, security
Traps.
traps. But you are correct. It
Tokenizing.
wouldn't block our way out, but would definitely try to make it as inconvenient as possible to get in.
Is
I
we
just
don't want to
don't
be
know
the
how-
wet bandits in our own house.
I just don't know how much of that was completed before our transit to this world. So there's no, unless the storyteller is going to tell us how much we finished on the house, then
When you were, by the time you left, you were just trying to remember. It's been
A
a
couple
while.
months.
Yeah, it's been a couple months for us playing. But I think you had just finished installing the electrical wires that had just finally finished converting. So
Right.
you were
because
going to be in the
the-
process of the next
Okay.
steps.
Because the crew that was doing the work got trapped in the basement, remember?
Infinite upstairs
Or
hallway.
in the house.
Right. So we did have people there doing all that stuff already, but we didn't
So-
have a lot of time after that.
So
Yeah.
we
So that's-
probably don't have all the security and defenses, but we do have like electricity.
Mm-hmm.
but just getting the grid up and running would not be enough for, say, an electric lined window frame or anything of any type of booby traps. So yeah, it would just be a matter of either smashing or opening it from the outside, which shouldn't be too terrible then.
Yeah.
Besides, if the windows are as old as the rest of the house, opening them from the outside should be relatively easy.
Point in case.
Yeah, we just jimmy it open with this crowbar.
Yeah.
If we need it.
Probably not the crowbar, but I'm fairly certain. Oh, what's the name of that movie? Beverly Hills Cop would have the easiest way of getting in.
Oh, you go out front and tell them that they got the wrong blueprints and they're trying to get a donut house and they should just leave.
Wrong.
And then you just walk in. That's the
One.
second one.
I'm talking about the one where he uses the gum wrapper to actually deflect the laser from the security grid and opens the window just by jimmying the lock with a knife.
Oh, well, you can just, yeah, okay. He gets in a lot of places.
Okay,
huh?
with a knife.
Yes.
That makes sense. Because I'm like, we don't have okay, all right.
Not
Yeah.
yet.
No, that was the scene in question was the one where he used the gum wrapper
Alright.
to deflect the laser.
We're going to the mall, right?
That
Yeah,
was
let's
the
get some
plan. Yeah.
supplies. I'm assuming everyone has like a list of things that they want. Most
Yeah.
of my plans are based around going to the basement, which probably isn't going to happen. A little bummed about that, but
I would recommend against that. I feel like that could be
noticeable
a
and
bad
loud.
time.
Question for the group. This is just something rather random off the top of my head. Should we take back any documentation like history books or general news of the modern day society of this realm back to our Chantry?
I was
let's
going to
get
try to
like
find
a
a
newspaper or
flying car
something.
blueprint. I would definitely look for a flying car blueprint.
I love our priorities.
I would not.
I would
That
recommend
seems-
against
it's,
doing-
It seems like
Jose.
something good could severely fuck with everything.
I feel like Paradox is gonna just. Or is it Paradox? Right? It's just gonna
Ooh,
come and
yeah,
drop.
It's
kick
paradox
us.
if you use magic to change reality too much, but if you just take something
I-
that does exist,
That's still magic though, because we would be using magic to get back to our reality. And when we get
Also,
back
our
to
entire
our
existence here
reality,
is because of magic.
and
yeah.
when we get back to our reality, something we have on us doesn't match what it should be. So you get kicked in the nuts by paradox.
Even if it's just a regular books with text, it's just the text on that is not what came from our world. I don't see that being.
We don't
Paradox
know.
works.
What if we put it in a briefcase and then set that on the ground and don't hold it?
I don't know, man. I
I
mean,
don't
it's
think
your
Kevin's
balls
having
you're
a
risking.
fucking time and a half
I
here.
don't think
Briefcase
you
is
can
not a
see
creature. It can't be
paradox.
targeted by paradoxes.
That's not how this works at all.
Paradox is you as exerting your will against the consensus of reality.
So it doesn't apply.
You are
So-
literally exerting your will by.
It's not my
making-
will. It's like saying it's my will
It's
to
your
pick up that
will
object.
to bring the thing with you, though.
It's my will to go back.
All right.
It's our.
Okay,
So
hold on, continue.
taking a
Uh-huh.
book from reality to another one generally won't create paradox because if anyone reads it, they'll assume it's fiction,
Yeah.
that it's just a book you wrote.
Okay, I'm not talking about. We're mostly
you
talking
brought-
not about the book. I think.
If you were to bring a flying car with gas cannons and shit like that, that would trigger it because that is something our reality would not be able to comprehend. They'd be like, what the fuck is this shit?
To be
So
fair, you
bringing
did
the
specify the
schematics-
blueprints.
So bringing the blueprints for the car is safe. Building the car would get you kicked in the nuts by paradox.
Only if the blueprints blue
Blueprint.
Only if the
No, that's the
blueprints-
cops.
use only if they use knowledge or information that doesn't work in our universe, like a different
Yep.
physical constant.
Like flying cars, because they don't work in our universe.
We don't know how they work. They could work and we just don't know how
Yeah.
yet.
Yeah, so flying cars in
The science
In the
might be
normal
valid in our
universe.
universe.
would generate paradox for the most part because it's something that the consensus is going, that's some bullshit there, especially if it's a really good one.
They could say airplanes.
Yeah, airplanes
are
work,
different.
Yeah, you just have to introduce it in a way that makes sense.
which is what the technocracy does slowly, but even their advanced tech fails sometimes because people are like, hey, I can believe certain things, but that Arnold Schwarzenegger looking guy that just transformed into a 20-foot robot is pushing it beyond belief. Meanwhile, oh, look, they fired a gun and it just so happens that it blew this guy 30 feet across the room. I can believe that because Hollywood made me believe that after time, even though blowback
Yeah,
doesn't
they
work.
did
like that.
happen in Men in Black.
And they
Yeah.
probably, well, that was just, anyways, they probably have a better pattern of doing that, of introducing that kind of technology as they went along. So it's probably nothing all that too difficult to do for them with
It's-
newer
yeah.
technology.
It's like in Men in Black, where they got all the technology from aliens, but they introduced it slowly and logically.
Yeah.
In a way that made it look like people thought of it.
Yeah, so the technocracy has been doing that with
Mhm.
technology in general. Technology is magic. It's just a different name for a different style.
Just a way to
And-
understand how it works.
And for like about 700 years, the technocracy, or the order of reason beforehand that became the technocracy, has been slowly introducing scientific method and science into the reality so people accept that over the person with a stick summoning dragons.
What's that quote again? Any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic.
Yes.
Arthur C. Clarke. That's basically what Mage the Ascension kind of runs on when it comes to technocracy.
So that's my plan. Grab a book of some type of modern history, boiled down to bullet points. If we can find something like that.
So
Take
we
back.
go
Like
to
a
the
Barnes and
mall
Noble.
Try and find a bookstore.
In a
Hey.
mall? You're kidding me, right?
Okay, they exist, or they used
That's
to.
the only
Oh.
place they exist.
Actually, we have Barnes and Noble still around
Yeah,
here.
Barnes and Nobles.
Barnes and Noble, Books a Million.
They spell it with a G in this universe.
uh,
Barnes and Nobles.
I thought you meant Books a Jillion, and I'm not sure which one I hate worse.
I was thinking Barnes and Noble.
Yeah.
Noble.
Then I took it one step further.
yeah,
Oh,
so You eventually do find the mall. It's not hard. It is enormous compared to the malls you're used to. Think
Like
Mall
Mall of America.
Yeah, it's
We could go hover skiing.
yeah, it's a bit bigger than that one.
The
and to see-
Idiocracy Walmart.
Yeah, lots of people going in and out and enjoying. You see family and kids and all kinds of weird dress. A lot of people looking at Amaryllis. But other than that, look at something. So, well, Luke disappeared. No. So looking at the mall, mall has lots of things. It has stores, has entertainment, theaters, bookstores, lingerie, hot topics. Yeah. Bakeries.
Oh, okay. I wonder what technology they have in
They
there
have
that we don't.
apple pie.
That's a good
Yes.
idea. Get a piece of apple pie for unicorn.
Apparently it's it looks like the one of the things that the German part of things took over was all the bakeries, so it's a German bakery.
We should
So
say
it's at a good bakery.
get apple pie, apple strudel, apple tart, apple crepe.
Apple creepy. So apparently Q is stocking up on apples.
I just want to get like one of each type of apple dessert just in case, because we don't know what the unicorn actually likes. What if they just like the crunch and not the taste of apples? That would be weird, but who knows?
It's a magic door. I would
unicorn,
think the
why-
symbology is more important and it actually be a fucking apple.
We'll find out.
It's the
I'm sorry.
unicorn. Who knows
I-
why it likes the things it likes?
I didn't mean to interrupt you, Kat.
So for one of the things we want to look for then, I guess, is a bookstore for
You find
assorted things.
you find one. It's called Books a Trillion. They've upgraded. You go in, you just see a young person that's like saying it's like, hey, welcome to a bookstore. Anything I can help you find?
Where is the academic section?
Academics, textbooks or
Well, like textbooks, history books, like nonfiction.
okay, yeah. That'll be on the second story, over in the back next to the DVDs.
Cool. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you should
I
try the
must-
DVDs. There's a sale. Buy 3 get 1 free.
That's great. That's a great deal.
Mhm.
I hope to have all 4 cliffhanger movies.
Mhm.
Does he act like there's 4?
And he's just like, sure. I don't know what Cliffhanger is.
It's an older movie. Never mind.
Yeah. If it's one of the old movies, I haven't really seen it too much.
It's okay.
I only watch the newer stuff.
Well, that's a conversation we can't have because we don't know anything. I do not say out loud. You can't tell the
Jalon?
difference between my voice and Q's voice. Jalon knows movies. You don't have to read those.
It
That's
depends
movie-
on what you're watching.
They're all dubbed. He's watching only dubbed things.
Best movie has words. No.
Everyone in these movies has the same voice. That's a dub joke because there's fewer voice actors. Anyways, let's head to those books.
They go in very large section of various books of history and stuff. You do know that the more ancient history books are not really here. Like almost everything is like history from like essentially the 17th century or 18th century on forward.
Let's grab some things. I know some of you said history books, right?
Yeah. Based on the info dump that I got, do I remember why that might be?
You remember that in the 17th century, the Sun King was the one who basically kind of awakened, and the Order of Reason were like moved into his court. And when that happened, the other nobility and stuff all started getting the Order of Reason, and that's kind of like what you are assuming is the cascade. You all should be smart enough as a group to kind of figure out before that is when more the history of, like our history. So they might just not want people to know as much about the pre-Order of Reason days.
Mm.
That people know about people believing in sorcery and magics or, bad things.
I guess let's
People
just
don't
get
get
a
any ideas.
general one that has lots of details about different world events.
You see one pretty thick one about this thick. It's basically it's history of the world from 1630 to the present day.
That'd be the one I'd go for.
There we go.
Hugh is going to get some technology book or two that show current technology and how like it basically works, like electronics, things like that, electromechanic books.
You find a handful: basic electronics, advanced electronics, quantum electronics.
He's sort of looking for the books that would have information about how this world science differs from our worlds and how it actually works here, because he would want to study that. Maybe not to use it all at once and make it. He's not going to try to flubber everything. If you remember, Flubber made flying cars. He's not going to try to do that, but he does want to see. He wants to see if there's like a cheat code to how things work in science that maybe our universe hasn't got to quite yet. So he'd look for a book where he could eventually learn that and take one of those.
Get a couple books. You're not sure how useful they will be until you actually sit down and study, because it just takes time.
Yeah, you got to read all that stuff.
You got to read. Meanwhile, Naboo comes back with a stack of stuff. She's like, I found these things called manga. I'm going to buy some.
You should check.
I check what she's buying.
Yeah, check
Smart.
the dates, the ages on those.
Yeah,
What if
mostly
One
the
Piece is up to
ages.
like 2,000?
It's all the
That's
good
not what
stuff.
I'm worried about.
I'm afraid of that.
Wrong number.
Yeah, this one looks good. It's the blue girl. Nothing bad there.
Seems like that's a reference to something.
God, I'm old and no one else is getting that reference but Vex.
It's funny because I think the oldest and I think the youngest. I don't know. I think I'm the one of the younger ones here.
I didn't get that
or
reference.
how young Luke is. So
He's kind of older.
Dev, don't worry. I know the blue girl. You're good.
I'm not
That's
sure
quite
what.
the youngest, though.
Yeah, the only mangas I know
Well,
are like
obviously.
25, 30 years out of date compared to everyone else's. So,
He was in his 40s, but he looks like he's in his 40s.
you know,
A large boulder the size of a small
Yeah,
boulder.
but most of it seems child appropriate or age appropriate, because kids generally don't go too far above because it's not as entertaining for them.
Fair. Yeah. No, she can buy that stuff. That's fine.
I don't know. Like, how old is Naboo?
8. I think I wrote down, if I remember correctly.
I remember wanting to read
8.
some stuff I really shouldn't have at 8 years old.
And that's 8 in our world. In this world,
That's
that could
why I'm
be-
checking.
I know, that's why I was just saying to Kevin, I'm like, yeah.
Now, Jeremy would be the one who's like, boobs.
He can read boobs if he wants to.
It says
He's old. He's old enough. Ronja's like
He can read around the lines.
he's what is it? I think at 16, 15. He's 15 years old. Ronja's not gonna like as his older sister. She's not going to interfere.
Like, you know what?
with
Your
his
internet
developing sex
history
life.
is
She's
your
just gonna
internet
stay the
history
fuck
is
out of that.
yours, buddy.
Yeah, exactly. She basically put him to the side and was like, just
Here's how to not get a virus when you search for porn.
yeah, exactly.
Have fun.
Exactly that.
He comes back with a couple role-playing games. Like, wow, they got some weird ones in this world.
Do they?
Yeah, this one's called Revenant the Ravishing, Human the Protagonist. I'm from this weird company called Black Dog Games. It's nifty.
Ravishing.
Yeah.
You should get that and we should play it. That sounds interesting.
Yeah, that's why getting us, money with.
Sure,
Okay,
get
so-
it. I mean, that's just yeah, you can get it. It's fine. It's cool. Let's go.
So you guys get the books. You were all looking around. As you do, one person does approach you. Just see a younger, like, girl, probably 14, 15. It's like, comes up, it's like, are you, is that Amaryllis? The Fatal?
I
Um,
think maybe, I don't know. Is it?
Who?
Amaryllis is probably currently looking at like a magazine or something, trying to kind of figure out what's going on.
She's like, are you look like her, except you're got some, I don't know what's, I'm not sure what that is, but yeah, are you?
I'm sadly not. Sorry. I've been told I look like her.
You do, you look just like her. You even, like, got these, cheekbones and everything. Feeling that weird birthmark. I think. Anyway, if you were, I was going to have you sign the album.
Sorry. To
Alright.
disappoint.
You should get
Well-
a copy of the album.
Well, you do look a lot like her. So, can I take a picture of you? She pulls out a camera, and I'll just pretend you're her because everyone would think so, and I'll be the most popular kid in school.
That's fine with me.
Thanks.
No problem.
After he leaves, I think I'll turn to Amaryllis and say, if you steal your own music, how does that feel? Does that feel good? Should you?
Yeah, it doesn't bother me.
Could you? I mean,
Copyright doesn't breach dimensions.
yeah, I mean, it's yours.
Mm.
And you would have or have already made it.
Might be in violation of OGL 1.2, though.
Look, I don't know what
Come and
deals
get
my-
us.
I don't know what deals my other me made, but I mean, couldn't help to at least listen to
Didn't
it, see
make
what I
them.
did.
You didn't make those deals. Hell,
Exactly. The
I mean, would
baby
you want-
decided it was instant karma time.
Imagine
my
your
baby
music.
hairs.
Oh, it pulled your hair?
Yes.
Oh,
You should secure it like I have.
It's just, I love that you're like, yes, steal.
Grow a big
baby.
beard and then tie your hair to your beard. Then your baby can't get it.
It doesn't
She's
save
not a
it.
dwarf.
She grabs Kevin's beard anyway. The other day, he was feeding her a bottle, and he went to pull the bottle away, and she grabbed his beard and yanked him closer, and wouldn't let go.
She knows
Nothing wrong
what
with
to
that.
do. She knows.
And most time it's not too bad, but if she has like the small little hair down here, it's like,
If you grow it out, then there's less small ones.
I try.
I literally yanked a clump of my hair out last night, and I yelled so loud that Lena noticed through the closed bedroom door while she was on a call with somebody.
oh no.
So,
Little.
You get it this long.
Bless
Is it a sneeze? That was adorable.
Yes. Bless you.
So there was a few things that Q was going to look for in them all also, in addition to the apple fritters, et cetera, and books, et cetera. Does anyone else have much else that they were going to be looking for like supplies to do magic or anything like that?
Like I probably had some of the supplies that I use for my magic in my bag, but it's not a lot.
Mhm.
I don't know what kind of place in a mall would have the sort of stuff that I use, like fresh herbs and flowers and crystals.
There's a Hot Topic. It might have some of that. I mean, maybe not herbs, but
I mean, maybe crystals, but
might be some sort of like holistic shop.
maybe, yeah.
The things that are like the middle of the long hallway sometimes have like kiosks that have weird things.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I saw one of those ones that had like skin
yeah.
crystals.
So looking through the mall, anything what you would call holistic medicine is not you don't find anything.
Yeah, that makes sense. Everything here is electric.
They have like a garden center.
Oh,
Some of you remember from teachings and stuff that the progenitors, which is one of the conventions of the technocracy, consider holistic medicine a crime against humanity because in their opinion, it kills more people than it can possibly save because it's false medicine.
Smear campaign.
Because they said medicine that works is medicine. So it's
persuasive argument.
if it doesn't work, if it's not approved, it's not medicine, basically. So people are like, oh, just take some, this herb or whatever, cure your cancer. No, that just kills people. It gives them false hope and prevents them from going to the doctors. Therefore, that is evil. So yeah.
Understandable.
In the game, right?
Well, I mean, if you want to discuss the ethics of stuff like that, we can have a different date, but
I'd prefer to discuss fictional ethics.
But yeah,
Do
that's
they
a
have-
progenitor thing. So you would probably assume that you would not find that in this world.
Do they have like a garden center though?
Yes, they have an incredibly large garden thing with many garden plants. Because plants are fine.
Plants, we love plants.
Yeah, plants are
Oh,
fine.
I'm heading there.
Yeah, you see all these plants, you see like there's this really cool one that's like it's a modified plant that apparently is very good at absorbing toxins out of the air and releasing fresh oxygen.
Is it? Oh, it's like a peace lily.
Mm-hmm.
They do that apparently.
Got a couple
Art.
hybrids. You see one that's basically like it's a special potato seeds. It's a potato plant that when you plant the potato itself has all the vitamins you essentially need in a day if you grow them. Which is something we developed in the real world practically, and people rejected it.
So it's like Soylent, but like as a big hard knob.
Yes, it's a very hard knob.
A potato.
Why? Why would you give him this ammunition, Luke?
I had Soylent yesterday.
Which color this time?
It's always brown, the chocolate.
No one go with one of the other colors?
No, I don't want to try the strawberry or the vanilla. I don't think the flavor would be strong enough.
Yeah.
I don't want to risk not liking it and having it.
Do I see any plants that I know that should be extinct?
Oh, good question.
Let's see. Let me get die here. Yes, you see a couple plants that were once extinct.
I'm gonna buy them.
They're
As well
just-
as a couple of like generic ones that I already often use in my spells.
Clerk's just like, thank you for buying our plants. They are wonderful. Remember, plants make the area around you lively. Are you interested in gardening? We got some new soil in.
I do garden. I mostly have soil. Like, is there anything fancy about it?
It's extremely nutrient rich. It's very efficient. Should be able to like grow multiple seasons with it instead of just one or two. Very strong. Like all the, it's just really good. You don't have to.
Maybe not. I'm already spending a lot on the plants.
Since you bought all the money, you also get a free Venus flytrap.
Oh, thank you. It's okay.
Mhm. Be careful, don't feed it blood. It's a movie.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, I just saw the movie the other day on a date. It was fun.
I
me.
am not familiar. I've not actually ever cultivated Venus flytraps, weirdly. They're one of the ones I've not really grown.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Good. Yeah. Yeah, they eat flies.
Yes.
No, not people. They don't eat people.
Good to know.
That'd be a
Yeah.
man fly trap. Or a man trap. Would it be a Venus man trap?
Aren't those just called marriages?
We don't go to Venus.
It's true. All right. So y'all buy stuff
I
from
don't
the
sup-
mall.
Yeah, okay. I don't think Q would like plants actually. But who knows? It doesn't matter. Q, if anyone else has other things they want, he would want to go to like a hardware or housewares store.
I see one called Highs.
I'm sorry.
I get
I
it.
was just imagining too
It took me a minute.
in a Bed Bath and Beyond.
I got
It's the
thrown out of one of
Beyond.
those.
Got thrown out of Bed Bath Beyond.
Well, so anyways, Q would be looking for
Wait, what?
a subwoofer and like a battery supply because he wants to build. If we do end up going in the basement, build a sonic material decommissioner. That's not what anyone would call it. Basically, something that uses sound waves to weaken and shatter solid brick, which can happen.
Yep.
It happened in an episode of MacGyver, so it's real.
You
Real
do-
enough to do magic.
Yeah, searching through the mall, you do eventually find lots of supplies. You are essentially broke now, but you have found a couple of supplies. Apparently, Radio Shack still exists in this universe.
The most unrealistic part of this world.
Mhm. Yeah,
What a weird nightmare we live in.
Radio Shack used to be the shit back in the day.
I was never smart when it was around.
I always walked in wanting to be smart.
That's their greatest trick.
Mhm. All right. And as you get your supplies, we will stop there and continue next time so that we can have the whole episode devoted to the plan.
Ooh.
As Naboo calls it, Plan I for ingress. So trying to get into the building.
Or as Talon calls it, breaking and entering.
Q calls it Plan A for adjacent building.
But yeah, so
I feel like we should not call it two different plans. Plan A and Plan I. This sounds
Plan
like
I
it
is the
could-
umbrella that covers all the plans.
That's not how plans work.
That's how Q makes plans in a specific way.
Good night, everybody.
So, thank you for joining us. It's been a bit, but hopefully we'll get our routine back. Holidays are done and over with. Hopefully no more sicknesses amongst us, those who are getting sick. Hoping. Being sick for almost 3 weeks sucked. Yeah. So hopefully you join us on our stuff Monday and Friday. Mondays. Once our schedule gets going again, it will be
Baltimore by night.
Baltimore by night
and
and Savage
Lords.
Rune Lords. And then Wednesday should be this and Insect Nights. So keep up watching them. Hope you enjoy it. I don't think anyone really normally has any special plugs, so just check the doobly doos for entertainment or links for people and all that nice fancy things. And until next time, enjoy your new year and life and all. Bye.
Bye.
Actually, delicious.
Oh god.
Bye.